Nobody expected a small country to become one of the biggest stories in World Cup history. They weren't supposed to compete with football's giants, let alone defeat them. But what happened next shocked millions of fans around the world. This wasn't just another underdog story. It was a reminder that belief, teamwork, and determination can sometimes overcome even the greatest footballing nations. Welcome back to GameBlueprint. Today we're looking at one of the most incredible World Cup journeys ever seen. It's a story of courage, discipline, and unforgettable moments that proved football is still the most unpredictable sport on earth. Before the tournament, almost nobody believed this team could make a serious impact. They didn't have world-famous superstars or one of the richest football systems in the world. Most experts predicted they would struggle just to survive the group stage. But inside the dressing room, the players believed something completely different. They trusted each other, followed their manager's plan, and entered every match with confidence instead of fear. That was only the beginning. Their opening match came against one of football's traditional powerhouses. On paper, it looked like an impossible challenge. The favorites controlled possession early, but the underdogs stayed organized and refused to panic. Then, with one perfectly executed counterattack, they stunned the entire stadium by scoring first. Nobody saw this coming. Instead of falling apart under pressure, they defended with incredible discipline until the final whistle. The victory immediately became one of the biggest surprises of the tournament, and suddenly the football world started paying attention. However, the story didn't end there. In their second match, expectations had completely changed. Their opponents knew they couldn't underestimate them anymore. The game became a tactical battle, but once again the underdogs showed patience, teamwork, and remarkable fitness. Late in the match, they found another winning goal and secured a second straight victory. The impossible suddenly looked very real. Their final group match was all about securing qualification. Every tackle, every save, and every clearance carried enormous importance. When the final whistle blew, history had been made. This small nation had reached the knockout stage and captured the hearts of football fans across the globe. But things were about to get even bigger. The knockout rounds brought another football giant standing in their way. Most experts believed the fairy tale would finally end. Instead, the underdogs delivered one of their greatest performances. They defended bravely, attacked with confidence, and never allowed fear to control them. Then came the defining moment. A perfectly delivered cross found its target inside the penalty area, and the ball flew into the back of the net. The stadium erupted. Players celebrated wildly, fans burst into tears, and millions watching around the world witnessed one of the greatest World Cup upsets ever. What happened next changed everything. This team was no longer just a surprise package. They had become one of the biggest stories in international football. Their success wasn't built on luck. It came from tactical discipline, relentless hard work, and complete trust in one another. Every player sacrificed for the team, proving that football is won by unity as much as individual talent. As the tournament continued, media attention grew, and expectations became even greater. Yet the players stayed humble. Their manager constantly reminded them to trust the process, respect every opponent, and continue playing with the same courage that had brought them this far. Although every remarkable journey eventually comes to an end, their impact lasted far beyond a single World Cup. They inspired a new generation of young players, increased belief across their country, and showed every smaller football nation that competing with the world's best is possible. Their incredible campaign also taught football's biggest nations an important lesson. Expensive squads and famous players don't guarantee success. Organization, discipline, teamwork, and belief can sometimes defeat even the strongest opponents. Years later, fans still remember the unforgettable celebrations, the emotional victories, and the incredible spirit that united an entire nation. It's one of those World Cup stories that reminds us why billions of people fall in love with football every 4 years. This small country's unforgettable journey proved that no dream is too big, No opponent is unbeatable, and no nation should ever be counted out before the first whistle. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more football stories from GameBlueprint. Until next time, keep believing in the beautiful game, because sometimes the biggest stories come from the smallest nations.